all too well the back and forth kind of fighting between me and my friends after Christmas as we would sit down and begin to compare our list and see who had the better Christmas. And it's funny, but it's also kind of sad to look back at that and see what was my values, what was most important to me at that time in my life. Even as an adult, if we're not careful, these values of ours, our focus in life can begin to shift as we place things first and foremost in our lives above Jesus. If we were to ask ourselves, where do I spend the most time? What's consuming most of my thoughts throughout the day? What would we say we are making in our life better than Jesus? And if we were just to open up the book of Hebrews, we would find out real quickly that Jesus is better than everything. The author is writing to these people as they're kind of struggling with that, viewing these things that aren't necessarily bad, as better than Jesus. He writes that Jesus is better than the angels. He's better than Moses, better than the priests. And then in chapter 8, which we're about to read, we see that he is the better covenant, or the law. So read with me now in chapter 8, verses 4 through 10. Now, if he were on earth, he would not be a priest at all, since there are priests who offer gifts according to the law. They serve a copy and shadow of the heavenly things. For when Moses was about to erect the tent, he was instructed by God, saying, "See that you make everything according to the pattern that was shown you on the mountain." But as it is, Christ has obtained a ministry that is much more excellent than the old, as the covenant he mediates is better, since it is enacted on better promises. For that first covenant had been faultless, there would have been no occasion to look for a second. For he finds fault with them when he says, "Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will establish a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not like the covenant that I made with their fathers on that day when I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. For they did not continue in my covenant, and so I showed no concern for them, declares the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, declares the Lord, I will put my laws into their minds and write them on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people." We see here that not only is Jesus better, he is the perfect completion of the law. That this Christmas, we can celebrate the birth of Christ and his birth, which brought about this new covenant so that we can celebrate him and what he has done, and that we no longer have to perform these sacrifices and follow these things, but that Jesus came and he completed all of that. He is the perfect, spotless Lamb. And on top of all of that, that there is nothing that we can do to earn or deserve this. In fact, verse 10 says the opposite. It gives all the glory, all the credit to God, as he says, "I will put my laws into their minds, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people." So take time today, take time during this Christmas season to thank God that you are his.